I'm Bad Papi, gender fluid Latina drag artist and Miami's baddest papi. This is important news about lesbian and queer women. We are the Aqua Foundation for Women, the only nonprofit 501c3 in Florida by and for LGBTQ women. Since 2004, we have been the voice dedicated to serving and supporting LGBTQ+ women. Our partnership is part of Hotspot's Happening Out television network's 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community. Lesbians and queer women are one of those 10 pillars. We hope you will support Aqua Foundation's vital mission by sharing, volunteering, and donating. Brittney Griner says she won't play overseas again after Russian jailing.
Well, I can say for me, I'm never going overseas to play again unless I'm representing my country at the Olympics. You know, if I make that team, that would be the only time I would leave the U.S. soil, and that's just to represent the USA.
Brittney Griner, in her first full press conference since returning from Russia, said she'll never play overseas again unless it's in the Olympics. And she expressed support for those still detained abroad and for transgender athletes at home. Griner had just arrived in Russia in February 2022 to play for a team there during the WNBA's off-season when she was arrested for drug possession. A small amount of hashish oil was found in vape cartridges in her luggage. She ended up being tried, convicted, and sentenced to spend 9 years in a Russian prison. But the Biden administration was able to arrange her release through a prisoner swap in December. She will play again for Mercury this season, starting in this month. She said she doesn't judge anyone who goes overseas to play basketball, noting that many WNBA players do it to supplement their income. A journalist asked her about the tide of legislation seeking to keep transgender athletes from playing on teams matching their gender identity. She said she will make fighting those moves a priority, and everyone should be able to be who they are. Talking to the press, she said, she has learned not to take anything for granted. So there's like a couple things here. First of all, I do not blame her for not going to play overseas again. I wouldn't. I personally think it was also racially motivated because she is Black. And I think it's just ridiculous that they even arrested her in the first place, because it was just, there wasn't barely anything like on her. It was just left over. And also, like, if it's from another country, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I 100% think it was racially motivated. But in addition to that, I think it's so amazing that she's also fighting for trans athletes here in the United States, because my gosh, like, we really need the support and help, because these governors and these politicians are really making it impossible for trans athletes to play for no reason.
I mean, beyond it being racially motivated, which I agree, I think it probably is. Do we think her identity as an out and like super visible lesbian or member of the queer community?
Oh, 100%.
Totally.
So I'm not Russian, I'm actually Polish, but Slavic culture is very transphobic, homophobic, and very racist, unfortunately, as well. So I definitely think her being an out Black woman was a big deal to them, big factor to them. And for some reason, for whatever reason, I've heard this, something to just, drugs are like really bad when it comes to weed over there, or like any form of like, they just freak out about it. I don't know why.
I mean, I think they also associate weed with just like minorities and like just like they equate it to bad, but really like it's actually helped a lot of people. I mean, I'm not trying to like advocate for weed here. I mean, maybe a little, but
there's a lot of health benefits.
There's a lot of health benefits.
Well, before we get into the sponsor tonight, no, just kidding. But I think definitely there's a lot of commonalities with our own country, and the kind of, we may say, oh, over there they may have these certain deep-seated prejudices, but definitely in the United States as well. And
Also, let's make it clear, it wasn't a Russian prison. It was a gulag. And it was a horrible, horrible place that they sent her. Places where people like, you know, had multiple murder convictions, you know, and so I agree with it all. They were going in and they were going in hard. And I'm just so grateful that she's home.
Thank God.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.